Well, hello everybody. This is Jason. Just in case you didn't know, I haven't done one of these in quite a while. But I thought, why not today on a nasty, rainy, cold day here in Hoosier Land. And I seriously doubt anybody will even pop on when I'm doing this because it's barely into the 6 o'clock in the morning here. But it'll be there for future reference if anybody wants to check it out. Probably not. Just my mom and maybe the mailman and the milkman. But I wanted just to kind of give my thoughts about the World Baseball Classic, the WBC, if you will. I thought it was a tremendous year for the World Baseball Classic. I caught, I think, pretty much all the America and Japan games. If I didn't catch them all, I caught, definitely the highlights, but I caught, majority of the games. And, I thought it was, again, fantastic. I mean, anybody who watched that last game, America versus Japan in Miami, was an absolute barn burner. I mean, you talk about a storybook ending for Ohtani and Trout. I mean, America, did not come back with the win, but it was a hard fought battle. Absolutely fantastic baseball the entire game. Some back and forth, some drama, some thrills and chills, some shock and awe. It had a little bit of everything in there for everybody. And and I think if you had been watching the WBC in its entirety, you would have seen a lot of games like that. A lot of these other countries are, definitely have nothing to lose, so they're playing their hearts out. And it just shows you just the kind of passion people around the world have for baseball. And then you can see the fan base, which was just amazing around the world. So very cool. It was just something that I, really just got me super pumped about just, baseball in general and just the love of the game, which we tend to have. I feel like less and less in America, and even for myself, seeing that kind of did my heart well because a lot of you all know I do not want my sports, especially baseball, to mix with anything else except baseball. I want to keep the politics and social issues out of the game. I'm not watching sports for that. And so, unfortunately in America, it has pretty much crept into every orifice, if you will, that it can into the sport games now. Any kind of a sport, anything you watch on TV when it comes to that is some sort of, gather around the learning tree and try to educate all you heathens out there and Neanderthals about how terrible you are as a person. But the World Baseball Classic kept all that out of it, because other countries don't participate in this ridiculousness. So I didn't see anything except love of country, love of baseball, love of fellow man, which is absolutely just what you want to see on the field. In the stands, I saw so many people representing their countries, and when America played Mexico, it was like a fantastic game. Of course, America lost that one as well, and it was just like really a good game. And you just saw the national pride from both countries, and as well as the players completely just engulfed in the fun of what they're doing. These guys are doing it, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, out just the kindness out of their heart. I'm sure they're probably getting paid in some capacity, but a lot of these guys could be sitting around relaxing, easing into the spring training, easing into the year, the season. No, but they're playing balls out baseball in early to mid March, and that says a lot about their character. It was cool to see so many different players from different teams spread throughout all the different countries, but just to see on the American side, hearing them talk about a lot of their stories and just other commentators talking about a lot about just how they got there. And I had heard that I want to say Mark DeRosa had went down to talk to Mike Trout specifically to ask him to join the team before it even got going, I think back in August. And then he said, yeah, he's in. And that apparently caused a lot of the other, I guess, big name stars to want to participate. Maybe they've had in the past some trouble getting some of the bigger names to join in. I know Japan never has had that problem. The Japanese have mega, super, hyper, uber passion and country solidarity. America, unfortunately, we are missing a lot of that with our countrymen, and that goes obviously into sports. But in Japan, they're all about Japan being perceived as the top country around the world and everything, but definitely in sports. And it was cool to see Mike Trout step out and step up to do something like that. And then, like what they said, and again, I know it's all for TV and make the story sound good, but apparently based on that, it was a domino effect to getting a lot of the guys to agree to join in and play the World Baseball Classic, to play in it. So that was really cool to see and hear. They also made allusions to a lot of these other players that are like, on these other teams, like they're like accountants or they're like librarians or they might be roofers or something in their respective countries, but they're out playing baseball. And that's so cool to hear that. These guys are getting the chance to play against all-stars, superstars, future Hall of Famers, and then they go back to their normal lives, working on the Dewey Decimal System or something. I mean, that's just like mind-boggling. I mean, what other scenario can you find in the world where you have superior athletes, top level athletes playing against guys that might be, a baker or something, or they might be a school teacher, and then they do this, they play at I guess an elite level or a high enough level in their respective countries to get an opportunity to play. I don't know if all of that is a bunch of malarkey or if that's legit, but that's what they were alluding to on some of these conversations. You have them hear the commentators talk about. So, I mean, the idea of when you're not, being a school bus driver in like, whatever, Russia or something, and then you're throwing pitches or whatever against Mike Trout or Arenado or taking swings against Ohtani or Darvish. It's just pretty crazy to think. So anyways, it was just really a cool experience. I really enjoyed watching the games. I really enjoyed watching national pride and nation's pride from all around the world, which I think is in short supply, at least here in America in a lot of ways. But it was kind of surprising, like, just seeing all that when America was playing. You saw so many people dressed up like the founding fathers, which I thought was hilarious. They were dressed up with the little powdered wigs and they had the flags on and they had all the swag and hats and gear, just being like super pro like America, which is nice because quite frankly, you don't see that much anymore. At least whenever I've turned on the TV watching any sport of any kind, you don't really see that too much. So I was really happy to see that. So those are some cool takeaways. Maybe some things are changing. Maybe there's, as people say, like, maybe America's reading the room and we're starting to notice like, hey, let's start getting back to what's important, which is, each other. And maybe this is a good start of that. Maybe this is just wishful thinking and me just being like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, hopeful. But, I think I'm even though I come across like a jackass a lot of times, but deep down inside I'm a hopeful person. So, that would be great to see more of that. So we'll see if this is a flash in the pan or, it's going to be maybe something we can build momentum towards where your people just really excited to just put away some of the things that divide us and to move forward with the things that bring us together, which is, sports and fun and, cutting on each other for our teams, giving each other a hard time and all and jest and fun. And just kind of come together with the things that we have in common and build from that and kind of, meet each other halfway. So that's kind of my thoughts. Don't know if it's much in the way of deep, but I just thought it's something to share. If you all have any comments, I would love to see them in the comments below. what your thoughts about the World Baseball Classic was. Not that you need to get into any of the deeper issues, but just in general, what your takeaways were from the tournament, and definitely the few final games that were kind of nail biters for the respective countries. And we'll have that conversation maybe below in the comments. But I do appreciate everyone's time, and we will do this again maybe down the road. Until next time, peace.